Hello everyone and welcome to virtual math class, and today we will be subtracting using number sentences. The cub. Remember, the cub lets us know what your job is and what you're going to be learning about, so listen carefully. Students will know the meaning of subtraction, meaning you will know what subtraction means. Students will understand how to separate two sets of objects when practicing subtraction. And this is your job, listen carefully. Students will be able to use objects and pictorial models to solve problems involving the separation of two numbers and create a number sentence. So repeat after me. My job is to use objects and pictorial models to solve problems involving the separation of two numbers and create a number sentence. Good job. All right, so this is our vocabulary. The first vocabulary word is separate. Can you say separate? Now, we've talked about this vocabulary word before. What does separate mean? What do you see happening? Okay, you see a butterfly flying away. Okay, so separate means to take away or to take apart. Okay, then we have subtract or subtraction. Can you say that? Subtract or subtraction. What does subtract or subtraction mean? It means to take it away or exit out. Good job. Then our last vocabulary word is number sentence. Can you say number sentence? Okay. And number sentences have numbers and math symbols. Okay. So in this case, the numbers are what? 3, 2, and 5. And then the symbols that we have are what? The plus sign and the equal sign. Okay. But today we're going to be using the minus sign. All right, so friends, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a domino, and this is what a domino looks like. Have you ever seen one before? Okay, some of you have, some of you may have not, but this is what a domino looks like. Now, if you look at a domino, you can notice that the bigger quantity or the larger quantity is first, and then the smaller quantity is last. Okay, so in this case, the quantity here is 3. And the quantity here is 1, and we know that 3 is greater than 1. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay. Another domino, you can see that there's a bigger quantity here, okay, and a smaller quantity here. Okay, what is the quantity of this side? Let's count how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the quantity of this side is how many? 4. Okay, so the greater quantity is first. What is the quantity of this side? 2. Okay, so we know that 4 is greater than 2. Good job. Okay. All right, let's look at this domino. Okay, what is the quantity of the first side? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the quantity of the first side is 5. Okay, what is the quantity of the last side? 1. Okay, which quantity is greater, 5 or 1? 5. Okay, good job. Remember, the greater or the biggest quantity is always first. The smaller quantity is always last. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, what is the quantity of this side, of the first side? 5. And what is the quantity of the other side? 3. So which has the greatest quantity, 5 or 3? 5. Okay, and remember, the largest quantity is always first. Okay. Okay, now the reason why I introduced that to you and wanted to go over that with you is because we are going to be creating subtraction number sentences. Okay, so remember when I said on a domino, the largest quantity is always first and the smallest quantity is always last. The same thing applies when you're creating a number sentence for subtraction. Okay, so watch me create a number sentence using my domino. Okay, so first I'm going to count my first quantity, which is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to write 3 first because that is my largest quantity. Anytime that you're creating a subtraction number sentence, your largest number always goes first. Okay, so we have 3 on this side. Okay, and then we have 1 here. Now, something that I'm going to do to help me out when I'm solving this number sentence problem, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 3 counters here, okay? Because that lets me know I have 3 counters first, okay? Now, my next quantity is 1, okay? So, I know that I'm going to put that here because that's my next quantity. So, minus 1, okay? Now, if you look at the number sentence, the largest number is first, and then the smaller number is second, okay? That is because the larger number is first and you're taking away a smaller number, okay? Anytime you subtract, you have a big number and you're making it into a smaller number, okay? Can you say that with me? When you subtract, you take a big number and make it a smaller number. Good, okay? Now, my number sentence says 3 minus 1. Okay, so minus means to subtract, and we know subtract means to take away. So I know that I need to take away 1 because my number sentence says 3 minus, which means to take away 1. So I'm going to take away 1. Okay, now I've taken away 1. Now I am at equals. Now I'm going to see how many I have left. So I have 1, 2. I'm going to put 2 here. Okay, so now my number sentence says 3 minus 1 equals 2. Can you read that with me? 3 minus 1 equals 2. Because first I had 3 counters, and then I took away 1 because my number sentence says minus 1, and then I had 1, 2 left. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, now remember, the larger number goes first, the smaller number goes after. So let's look at our largest number. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So what number do I need to put here? I need to put 4. Now I'm going to look at my second side, okay, my smaller number. My smaller number is what? 2, okay? So where am I going to write the number 2? I'm going to write the number 2 right here after the minus sign, okay, because it's the smaller number. Okay, so I went ahead and added my 4 counters, and now I'm going to put the number 2 here because that's my smaller number. Okay, now my number sentence says 4 minus 2. How many counters do I need to take away? I need to take away 2, so let's take away 2. 1, 2. Okay, why did I take away 2? Because minus means to subtract, and subtract means to take away. Or you could say minus means to take away. Okay. Now that I've taken away 2, how many counters do I have left? 2. Good job. So my number sentence says 4 minus 2 equals 2. Good job. Okay. Let's do another one. Okay, after this, you're going to be practicing before you get your assignment. Okay, so let's look at our greater number first, the biggest number, which is what? Let's count to see. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. So what number is going to go in our first blank? It's going to be 5. Why is 5 going to go first? Because it's the first number or the first quantity, yes. But 5 is going to go first because it is the greater number. It is the biggest number, okay? So let's put our 5 counters down at the bottom. Now, what is our next quantity? How many is in the next side? 1. So where is 1 going to go? It's going to go after the minus sign. Good job. Why? Because it is the smaller number. Good job. Okay, so if I have minus 1, how many counters do I need to take away? Yes, I need to take away 1 because minus means to take away. So I'm taking away 1. Now, how many do I have left? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to add my 4. Okay, now our number sentence says, let's read it. 5 minus 1 equals 4. Good job. Okay. All right. Now you're going to go ahead and try to practice this next one with your teacher or maybe with someone who's helping you at home or maybe at your daycare or anything of that nature. Okay. Make sure you do your best. Afterwards, we're going to go over it to see if you got the same answer. Okay. Go ahead and do it now. All right. So let's see if you got the correct answer. All right, so our first quantity, you should have put 5. Okay, so our first quantity is the biggest quantity, and you should have put the number 5. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put my 5 counters down here. Minus your next quantity, you should have written the number 3. Okay, and since we have minus 3, you should have taken away 3 counters because minus means take away. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then your number sentence should have said 5 minus 3 equals 2. Okay. If you have that, good job. Give yourself a round of applause. All right, now you're going to go complete your assignment by using the dominoes to create number sentences and solve the number sentence problem. Make sure, remember, the largest quantity or the largest number goes first, then the smaller number, because in subtraction, you're taking a big number and you're making it smaller. Okay, good luck. Do your best.